Hello friends, welcome to the session on compilers. In this session, we'll be discussing about phases of compiler. In this session, we will see what we mean by compiler, why we need to make use of compilers. Also, we will see what type of code can be generated by using compiler, what are the different types of compiler, and also we will see the block diagram for the phases of compiler. Friends, as you know that you are viewing this session on my YouTube channel, Learn with Prakash Khanade, and subscribe to the channel to see many videos on the subjects of electronics and computer science. So let us start the session with the question what we mean by compiler. Now let us imagine a situation where the two persons are talking with each other. Now the two persons can talk with each other only if they know the language. And if both the person understand the same language, then it is possible that they can communicate with each other. But if the person knows, say for example, a Russian language, and if the other person knows only the language like English, then it is not possible for them to communicate with each other. And therefore, when they want to communicate with each other, then they will require a third person who will be knowing both the languages, that is Russian and as well as English. Now we know that whenever we want our computer to perform any task, then it is necessary to give instructions to the computer. And these instructions are given by writing the programs in a certain language. We know that computer is a machine which do not understand the language that is being used by the humans in communication. And therefore, the in order to perform any task by the computer, it is necessary to write the programs by using special languages, and these languages are called as the high level languages. But we know that the high level languages like C, C++, Java, all of these languages are English like languages. And computer is a digital machine which do not understand these English like languages. And therefore, it is necessary to convert these high level language programs into a code that can be understood by the digital machine. So it is very necessary to convert the high level language programs into the machine understandable form so that the computer can perform the job as per the instructions written in the program. Now we can define a compiler. Compiler, you can say that it is a program that will translate the program written in one language into equivalent program of another language. As shown in this diagram, to the input of the compiler, we will couple a source program, that is the input program. And this program is written in one of the high level language. And at the output of the compiler, we will get a target program. So this is the target program which can be either directly understood by the machine, or it is also possible that we can generate a target program in another high level language. So the input program which is fed to the compiler is called as the source program, and the output program that we get at the output of the compiler is being called as the target program. Now many times if there are certain errors in your source program, then the compiler is not able to perform its job, and therefore in such a case the compiler will generate the error message. So compiler, you can say, works as a translator, and whenever we want to get communicated with our machine, then we need a compiler. There are different types of codes that can be generated by the compiler. Say for example, many times it is possible that the compiler will generate a pure machine code. As its name indicates, it is a pure machine code and it can be directly executed by the machine. So such compiler will not require any other operating system routines or runtime routines. So such compilers are normally used whenever we write a compiler for operating system program, or whenever we think of any embedded application, then in such cases, the pure machine code is generated by the compiler. Most of the time, the compiler will generate the code, and this code is being called as the augmented machine code. So this is a code which will require the operating system routines, or it will also require the runtime support routines. So without operating system routines or without runtime support routines, this code cannot be executed. So many of the high-level languages such as C, C++ will generate such type of the code. Many times nowadays you will find that the compiler will generate a code, and this code is being called as a virtual machine code. This code can run on any virtual machine interpreter or just-in-time compiler. Say for example, Java, Python makes use of such code. So whenever you feed any Java program to the compiler, then at the output of the compiler, the Java bytecode program is being generated. And there are different versions of the Java interpreter. Say for example, we have a Java interpreter for Mac operating system. We have a Java interpreter for Windows and Java interpreter for Linux. So depending upon the machine, the particular interpreter will be selected and the Java code will be interpreted. Now there are different types of compilers. Say for example, we can have some compilers that can be called as one-pass compiler. So in one-pass compiler, you can say that the compilation process will take place only in one pass. That is, there will not be any other pass of the compiler. But there are many compilers which will require two pass. That is, the compilation process is being carried two times. Or there can be multi-pass compilers where the compilation process itself is being carried multiple times. Some compilers are being called as the threaded code compiler, where such compiler will simply replace a string or a short part of the program by an appropriate binary code. Some compilers are called as the incremental compiler, where the compiler compiles only the changed lines from the source code and it will accordingly update the object code. Some compilers are being called as the source compiler, where the source code of any high-level language is being converted into assembly language code. Some compilers are being called as the source-to-source compiler, where the compiler will accept the input which is written in one of the high-level language and it will produce the output, and that will be in another high-level language. Say for example, we can have a compiler which will accept the program written in basic language and will produce at the output a C program. There are certain compilers which can be called as the stage compilers, where this compiler compiles to assembly language of a theoretical machine like some Prolog implementations. Or some compilers will generate the object code, as I have told you in case of Java or Python, the bytecode is being generated. There are certain compilers which can be called as just-in-time compiler, where whenever the application is delivered in the terms of the bytecode, which is compiled to a native machine code just prior to the execution. Now let us understand the different phases of the compiler. Compilation process is a very complex process and it will require the number of steps. It is not possible that you can compile the whole program in one step only, but it will require a number of steps. And these number of steps that are required in the compilation process are being called as the compiler phases. So as shown in this diagram, there are different phases of the compiler such as lexical analysis, syntax analysis, semantic analysis, intermediate code generation, code optimization, and then the code generation. So lexical analysis is performed by lexical analyzer, syntax analysis is performed by the syntax analyzer, semantic analysis is performed by the semantic analyzer, intermediate code generation is performed by the intermediate code generator. Optimization is produced by the code optimizer, and finally we can generate the target code by making the use of the code generator. And observe that all these phases of the compiler are connected to symbol table manager, and also the error handler. So the first phase of the compilation is being called as the lexical analysis. Lexical analysis is a process in which the source program is being converted into a sequence of tokens. So whatever we write in the source program by making the use of any high level language, this program is converted by the lexical analyzer into a sequence of tokens. This sequence of tokens is being further imparted a structure by the syntax analyzer. So syntax analyzer is a program which will perform the syntax analysis, and the output of the syntax analyzer will be some structure like the syntax tree or parse tree. It is necessary that whenever we perform the syntax analysis, that is whenever we check the grammar of the program, also at the same time, it is necessary to check the semantics or the meaning that are associated with the different constructs of the program. So semantic analysis is performed by the semantic analyzer. So at the output of the semantic analyzer, you can say that certain semantic actions are executed. Further, the output of the semantic analyzer is connected to the intermediate code generator. Now, this is a block of the compiler which will generate the intermediate code. As its name indicates, it is an intermediate code. That is, it is neither a source code nor a target code. So in compilation process, it is very necessary that we must generate the intermediate code. Intermediate code is generated so that we can apply the optimization techniques to it. If we directly generate the target code, then the optimization is not possible. Code optimizer is a block or a phase of the compiler which will optimize the code. That is, it will reduce the number of statements from the intermediate code so that the memory space required for the storage or the time required for the execution can be further reduced. The code generator is a final phase of the compiler where it will generate the target code. So one can say that the assembly language code or the code that can be directly understood by the machine can be an output of the code generator. As I told you that there is a symbol table manager, and this symbol table manager is being linked with all the phases of the compiler. So symbol table is a special data structure which will keep track of the all variables that are used within the program. So during the compilation process, whenever a new variable appears within the source program, then an entry of this variable is made into the symbol table by the compiler. Many times you will find that for compiler, it is not possible to process the code and the errors are generated. For example, we can have an errors during the lexical analysis, and such error is called lexical error. During the syntax analysis, we can have the error if the grammar is not obeyed properly. Then we will get the error, and this error is the syntax error. Many times it is possible that there may be an error called as the semantic error. So whenever such errors are occurred, then the error handler will prompt the user about these errors, and the user will be asked to make corrections in these errors. Now let us understand the whole process of compilation or the different phases of compilation through some example. Suppose we have written a simple high level programming language statement, C is equal to A plus B into 5. Now whenever you connect this code to the lexical analyzer, then at the output of the lexical analyzer, you will observe that a sequence of tokens will be generated. A token will be generated for character C, that is identifier 1. A token will be generated for assignment operator. A token will be generated for A, identifier 2. A token will be generated for operator plus. Then token will be generated for B, identifier 3. Then token will be generated for multiplication symbol. And then the token will be generated for constant 5. This sequence of token will be further connected to the syntax analyzer, and if the syntax is correct, then the syntax analyzer will impart a syntax tree structure to this sequence of tokens. And therefore, at the output of the syntax analyzer, we will have a tree type structure as shown in this diagram. So here we will have a assignment operator of which one argument is identifier 1. Then the second argument will be plus, of which one operand is identifier 2, and another is the star, of which one operand is id 3 and the second argument is 5. Now such code is further fed to the semantic analyzer, and at the output of the semantic analyzer, one can easily observe that this constant 5 will be converted into float so that there will not be any loss of information. This code is further connected to the intermediate code generator. At the output of the intermediate code generator, we can have a code something like this. T1 is equal to into float 5, where T1 is the temporary variable that is being created by the compiler. T2 is equal to id3 into T1. T3 is equal to id2 plus T2. id1 is equal to T3. So T1, T2, T3, these are the temporary variables that are created by the compiler. So one can easily observe that when we write a single line statement, C is equal to A plus B into 5, then at the output of the intermediate code generator, we will get a 4-line code as shown here. Further, this code is connected to the code optimizer. The code optimizer will try to reduce the number of statements from the intermediate code without affecting the meaning of them. So in this case, it is possible to reduce the code into two statements such as T1 is equal to id3 into 5 and id1 is equal to id2 into T1. Now this code is further connected to the code generator where we can generate the assembly language code, where the code can be LDF, that is, we are loading the float value into the register R2 where id3 value is being loaded. Then we will have the multiplication of R2 and 5. Then we are loading the id2 value in the register R1, and then we are making the addition of R1 and R2 where the value of R1 is being stored into the identifier 1. So thank you friends for viewing the session. Hopefully you have understood what is the compiler and how the compilation phases works. Thank you all for viewing the session.